As a new student, the University of Maryland can be quite overwhelming. Compared to high school or community colleges, UMD is much, much bigger. It can take a couple weeks, not to say months, to get used to the large campus and the heavy workload. Also, this may be your first time living away from your parents, so you'll have to quickly adjust to living with different people before the first day of class starts. With this video, we want to help you overcome your first couple weeks at UMD so you can have a fun and successful college experience.
I'm Daniel Ostick, Assistant Director for Student and Staff Development in the Department of Resident Life. If I were to think of one way that students could be most successful, I would say it's to activate the resources and networks available to them on campus. We have lots and lots of staff whose jobs are dedicated to helping students be successful, but they only work if students visit. And so students should become aware of what those resources are and should make it a priority of theirs to use those resources. Visit the Career Center, talk to somebody in the Counseling Center, visit the Writing Center, visit the Mass Success Program, take advantage of the programs and services that are available through Recwell. The options are endless, but if you know what you need, the resource exists for you. The main goal of resident life is to help students succeed at the university. That includes issues related to developing good relationships with each other, taking ownership for their lived communities, creating inclusive environments where everyone feels like they belong and are welcome. Some of our main goals in the Department of Resident Life are related to helping students develop healthy relationships, helping students feel like they belong and have ownership for their communities, helping students feel like it's an inclusive environment, and helping students engage with each other and with the university around them. So relationships, ownership, inclusivity, and engagement. I think one really good way, particularly for transfer students to get involved on campus, is our Transfer to TERP program. I don't coordinate the program, but I have taught the class a couple times, and it really is a wonderful way for transfer students on campus to find connections with other transfer students, to feel like they're not alone, to learn about what strengths they bring, and to identify resources that will be helpful to them on campus. We have a couple really big projects in that class that will help students do that. One is to take the Strengths Quest inventory, which helps them identify their top strengths and think about how they can apply them to their college career. We have lots of different visitors who come in and talk about how to be successful on campus. And we have a project that helps students identify resources and develop programs and resources that they think would be helpful to other transfer students on campus. For many of our transfer students, they come from community colleges where they have a lot of one-on-one interpersonal relationships with their faculty members. And sometimes they come to our campus and they start to feel maybe like a little bit of a number, where they are one of many in a class and they don't feel like they have an opportunity to build those relationships with faculty members. I would say that's a little bit of a false narrative. If students decide that they want to have a relationship with a faculty member, that resource is available to them. I recommend that students who are interested in getting to know faculty members visit them during their office hours. They're listed on all the syllabus, and faculty members often don't have students visit. And so if you want to take advantage of that, that's what they're there for. I encourage students to sit near the front of the class so that the faculty members recognize them. I encourage them to participate in class. If you're the student in a class of 100 who sits in the back, leaves right after, through the back door, never has any interpersonal interaction with a faculty member, well then I'm not surprised that you start to feel like a number. Faculty members are here for you, and if you take advantage of them, that's what you should do. We also have teaching assistants for classes, which are a great way for students to connect with faculty members as well. So I recommend that students do that. There's also lots of research opportunities for students as well. I recommend that if you think about what your major is, look at the bulletin boards in the hallways outside of the classes where your department lives, and there's lots of opportunities there. If somebody wants to reach out to psychology majors to provide opportunities for them, that's where they're going to post their information. And so take a look at that and find opportunities that might not get announced, that the faculty member might not know, that you can take advantage of.
Here are some tips to help make college life a little bit easier. The Adele H. Stamp Student Union Building, or STAMP for short, is one of the most important buildings you should know about. Located inside STAMP is a university book center, which is where you buy your textbooks. You could also buy other school supplies, school merchandise, or miscellaneous objects here. During the first couple weeks, the book center will be very crowded, but fortunately, there are many cash registers, so the lines go by fast. The stamp building also has a food court where you can buy lunch and several microwaves so you can heat up your food. Down in the basement is a turf zone where you can go bowling, play pool, or play some video games to take a break from your schoolwork. Stamp is also where many events take place, so make sure you check out the Stamp website to keep up with all the upcoming events.
Hello, my name is Justin. I'm a junior public policy here at the University of Maryland. This is my third year on campus. I live on an on-campus apartment, South Campus Commons, so I don't have to commute. Usually walk to all my classes. Nothing's too far away from here. In terms of resources on campus, I definitely use the Writing Center a lot. Some professors actually give extra credit if you go bring your papers there and make sure you schedule an appointment. They'll give you a few extra points, and they just really like to see that you're putting more effort into your work. In terms of food, Stamp is always really good. They have a lot of different options there with Chick-fil-A and McDonald's and other places to eat like that. But I definitely utilize grocery stores around here. I have my car on campus, so my roommates and I, we generally eat at the apartment, try to save a lot of money doing that. Buying groceries together definitely helps, but as a freshman coming in, the dining halls are definitely good options. There's some good plans, and the food is pretty good in general. So in terms of sleep, because I'm in ROTC, we usually have really early mornings, and just due to studies, a lot of us are up late at night. So definitely utilize napping time, time to nap. But I'd say the one thing about naps is don't take 2 hours out of your day to nap, because you'll wake up and feel exhausted. 20 to 30 minutes, and you wake up feeling refreshed. So definitely just be smart, but sleep is definitely important when you're balancing a college curriculum and also trying to have fun and maintain a social life outside of classes. So like I said, I don't live in a dorm now, but I have before all freshman year. I was actually in a forced triple, so the room was meant for two of us, but we had a whole extra roommate, and that came with an extra desk, an extra dresser, extra bed. So that was difficult to adjust to. In terms of working out problems with your roommates or any discrepancies you guys have in terms of what the space should be used for or cleanliness, just be really vocal about any problems you're having, because you don't want to let things fester and then you get really frustrated with each other and it just doesn't work out so well. So definitely just be open to ideas and communicate with your roommates, because it'll go a long way. In terms of extracurricular activities on campus, I'm part of an intramural football team, interfraternity softball team league, and also I just play basketball a lot at the Armory in Ritchie. So there's definitely a lot of other different clubs, like Terps for Service I'm involved in, and Terp Vets, which is an organization where we do service events for veterans on and off campus. No matter what you're into, whether it's regarding your major or outside interest, there's a ton of clubs and activities on campus that you can get involved in, whether that be sports, activist groups, or cooking, cultural events and activities. So you can never be bored on campus. If you're bored, you're probably doing something wrong. In terms of biggest advice I would give freshmen is just put yourselves out there, be open to new experiences, because a lot of the friends that I have now and a lot of the things that I'm involved in, I didn't see myself being in this place 3 years ago. And by the end of freshman year, I realized that the more I open myself up to new opportunities, the more fun I'll have and the closer I'll get with people. So in terms of getting around campus, there are buses that run different routes all around campus. Definitely when you arrive, get the app called Next Bus. Every bus stop has a certain barcode you can scan, where you can type in what bus number it is, and it'll show you the route and also how long until the next bus comes. So that's definitely really useful. But just a tip, the buses don't run until after 3 p.m. So if you're trying to get somewhere later at night, it's perfect, especially in the winter months. But for the mornings and afternoon, you're going to have to walk. We also, this semester, just got new scooters and bikes on campus. So you can download an app and rent either for a month or even minutes at a time. And a lot of people are utilizing those. Just don't fall, because they're dangerous, and I've seen some pretty funny accidents. Other than that, just utilize your TAs, utilize office hours, and as long as you're open to new experiences and willing to get through little things with your roommates and other things you run into, you'll have a great time at the University of Maryland.
I'm currently a senior mechanical engineering major here at the University of Maryland. I've been at the university for about 4 years now, and this is my last year, so I'll be graduating in May 2020. I chose engineering because I really enjoy the innovative and design aspects of the major. It really allows me to span beyond what I'm used to. I think the biggest advice, especially for engineering majors, that I would have for freshmen is that you should get involved in clubs and activities outside of your major, just to like broaden your friends and like other things that you're interested in, and it really helps to actually succeed in the major, so you're not doing schoolwork all the time. Some of the Clifton Strengths themes that I would say are most relevant to me are the deliberative one. So this means, when making choices within engineering, it's really essential to consider all aspects of the problem and solution. And I utilize this in a lot of my classes, especially the senior level courses, which are design based. Another one I would say is the developer, and this is the ability to recognize like the strengths in other people. So in like group activities and stuff, I think it's essential to notice what your team members, what their strengths are, so you can effectively do the assignment and be successful in it. Some extracurriculars that I'm involved in. I am involved in women in engineering on campus. I recently joined a futsal soccer league, and I do teaching assistance. Regarding the 18-to-1 student-faculty ratio at UMD, I have a couple of recommendations on how to get past that, since it's such a huge campus and usually your freshman and sophomore year classes are very large. I would recommend going to office hours for the professor and the TAs. Along with that, I would recommend getting like a study group so you can integrate yourself better with the subject. Studying with people is a lot easier than studying on your own. Also, just talking to the professor after class, even like a couple questions can help you introduce yourself to them and create a connection. Other than that, I know that at junior or senior level courses, the class size does get smaller and you feel like you have a sense of community within the university.
Here are some tips to help make college life a little bit easier. If you need a quiet place to study, the libraries are a great place to go. The libraries have a ton of resources for all of your needs, such as a computer or research papers. There are also group study rooms so you can study with your group without the distraction of other people. In the McKeldin Library is the Undergraduate Writing Center, which can help you with any of your writing assignments. The Career Center, on the other hand, is located in the Hornbeck Library South Wing. Here, you can learn how to write and improve your cover letters, elevator pitches, and resumes. They can also help you prepare for your interviews. Finally, the STEM library can lend you several different items, such as a laptop charger if you forget yours, a calculator, headphones, and more.
My name is Maisha. I'm currently a junior here at Maryland. My major is architecture, and I have a minor in sustainable studies. I picked architecture because I chose it from like middle school, and I really like the aspect of combining art with math. And as I got more into the major and just like the idea over the years, I ended up like really liking the problem solving aspects of it and just like collaboration in general, so it just stuck. I commute to campus, so I'm an off-campus student. I'm local to Maryland. I usually just end up bringing my own food to campus. I end up doing like homework on campus in the architecture building. Don't really leave the architecture building besides that. I end up doing a lot of splitting my homework between campus and home. Sleep is very rare. Architecture with studio is very like time consuming major, so sleep is kind of up in the air and a lot of time just go to like getting to campus, so like an hour commute back and forth. I don't know, I'm very stubborn, so that kind of like pushes me to put the best effort in my work. At the same time, I can also take time, like there's times where I kind of just need, like I start to realize that I need a break, and so that combination kind of ends up producing what I feel like is good work without like completely burning me out. Just advice for freshmen, I think, would be just, I don't know, figure out what fits you. Everyone will tell you like whatever works for them, but it's better to like apply that to your own situations and see if it sticks. And also just like put yourself above studies, because a lot of people will ask things from you. A lot of classes will ask things from you that you just can't always do.
So I'm Evan Pender. I'm a junior here, and I'm majoring in civil engineering with a minor in naval science. And I chose civil engineering because I wanted to work on big engineering projects. So being able to work with bridges and buildings and stuff like that, and being able to work with a wide variety of people was something that really interested me. And I'm not a transfer student. I've gone here all 3 years. But I came here because I was looking for a bigger school, something with a lot of people, a lot of different kinds of people. And I think that was something that really resonated with me, and something that I enjoyed a lot about this school when I first got here, and I still enjoy. And I usually eat. I like to make my own food. I like to cook a lot, but if I'm eating out on campus or something, I'm a huge fan of Marathon Deli, and I think that place is one that you should definitely go to if you're looking for somewhere. And I have used a few resources on campus. I haven't been to the Writing Center yet, but I've used the Math Success and the Keystone tutoring that they have available for engineering students. And I think those really help a lot in helping you understand like what's going on in your classes if you're confused, if your TAs can't clear something up. I live in an apartment off campus, so I just walk to my classes, but if I did drive, I know there's plenty of parking garages around that I could leave my car and get to class fairly easily within like a 5-10 minute walk. I lived in a dorm freshman year. I kept my room organized. I used a lot of laundry bins and like containers and stuff to try and store things under my bed or in my closet at any time I could. And my freshman year roommate was not very compatible with me. We had very different personalities. He was really introverted and really quiet, and I was a social person, so I like to go out a lot. I like to go meet friends or meet up with friends in my dorm, and so we just had to come to compromises with that kind of stuff. If you can just push yourself to do what you need to get done, maybe get it done early, then you have some free time, and then you can spend that time doing whatever you like. You can go to the gym, you can go hang out with friends. It's really up to you, and then you can just make yourself better each and every day if you have that motivation. I've learned a lot of things. I've learned mostly that there's not going to be anyone to push you to make you do what you're supposed to do. So it's really all on you once you get here to get after it and get everything done. Like, you can just sit around and not study and then take an exam and bomb it or even pass it. But unless you really push yourself and put your mind to it, you're not going to get the good grades that you want and that your professors want to see you have. Because as mean as they may seem sometimes, they want you to do well in their classes. If you go to their office hours and talk to them, they'll help you through anything. TAs are there to help you through anything.
Hi, my name is Martina Mensa. I am a transfer student from Montgomery College. My major is chemical engineering, and I chose this major because I wanted a more rigorous curriculum. I have been at the university for a couple of months. I started during the summer, and so far my transition has been very smooth because the summer helped me ease into the classes, and I usually eat at STAM most of the time. I like to study at ESJ because I like to have a place that's kind of quiet but also has like more light, and ESJ is a better place to study. In terms of sleeping, I have about 6 hours of sleep maximum because I commute. So my commute takes about 40 to 1 hour, and that's why I have like little time to sleep. Some personal strengths that I believe is helping me to succeed is first being deliberative and then being a learner. So far, these two strengths I believe have been my biggest assets because that's the reason why I diverted from bioengineering to chemical engineering. And I don't have any extracurricular activities yet. I'm yet to find my way around campus. I'm just using this semester to ease into the college. And so far, there have been some struggles, but the best way that I've gone around all of those struggles is to always put my best foot forward and then be the best version of myself. And then always try new things, try new ways that will work, because you have to find a balance and then have to make things work regardless of what you're going through. And my biggest advice for freshmen is not to take shortcuts. Chem E, Bio E, whatever major that you choose, don't take shortcuts. Just make sure you do the work, put in the effort, and start strong so that you can end strong.
Here are a few more tips to help you out. Get to know your teachers by talking to them after class or by going to office hours. Creating connections can help you get internships or other job opportunities. Also, teachers will sometimes be a little bit more lenient when grading if you have an established relationship. And showing professors and TAs that you care about the course will allow for higher participation grades. Join the professional association for your major. This can help you network with professionals and help you get job opportunities. Networking is something essential to college. The workforce is competitive, and the more connections you have, the easier it may be to land a job. It's also very useful for locating internships and volunteer hours depending on your major. Register for your classes as soon as possible. Meet with an advisor early so you can register for classes right when registration begins for you. Classes fill up very quickly. Even if a class is full, join the waitlist and check in every day. There's a high chance that someone will drop out of the class before the semester begins. Also, make sure you have enough travel time between classes. If you don't, this will be indicated by a pedestrian icon between your classes on your schedule. Though, if you're confident enough with your speed, or if you have some sort of transportation like a bike, it's still possible to make it to your next class. If you commute, make sure to buy a parking permit early so you can get a parking lot that's close to your classes. As the parking lots can get quite full, make sure you have enough time to find a parking space and walk to your class. If you park your car anywhere else, make sure you're allowed to park there, or make sure you properly pay the parking meter. The Department of Transportation Services, aka DOTS, is very strict, so it's easy to get a ticket even if you're just a couple minutes over time. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I hope you have a wonderful time at the University of Maryland.